Hey everyone, welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. 99% of traders will never make consistent profits. So why listen to the 99% of advice? On this show, we're going to challenge some of the most hallowed and repeated tenets of trading, and in doing so, set you up to succeed where others fail. Spoiler alert, we don't have a secret strategy or magic wand that will let you skip out on the hard work of learning the markets, but we can debunk viewpoints that are holding you back. If that sounds good to you, come join us. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anarchy Day Trading Podcast. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful weekend and will have an awesome trading week. Jordan and I talk a lot about trading shorter time frames. This is kind of one of our core, I don't know, it's one of the core things that sets us apart. Not just that we're scalpers, there's plenty of scalpers, but we scalp very specifically because as you see more candles and you see more of the market and you see the market flow, we believe that actually helps you learn. It helps you learn faster than just looking at snapshots of the market. We can talk more about that going into here, but we scalp on the 1 minute. And recently, Jordan, you've started trading and you kind of got me into it, trading even shorter time frames, the 15-second candles. Now, I don't know whether anybody else, it would be a good idea for anybody else to get into that. That's, I guess I'll ask you, but I wanted to throw it to you and talk to everybody about why you started getting to the 15-second candles, the idea behind it, how you've been doing, and whether it's something that should be or can be tried by some of our listeners.
Yeah, well, I wish I had this exotic, really cool answer about why I started trading on the 15 second, but I'll admit, I actually traded 5 minute and 1 minute candles depending on the volume when I was trading the London session. And um, when I moved to back to the States and was trading New York, I ended up having to have I was trading minis, and the only way to be able to trade one mini was to go down to the 15 second. Otherwise, the volume was too high at my stop. Like I was risking too much money on my risk reward. So I switched to 15s because I was able to have that stop loss. And that's actually what got me started doing trading 15s, was just because I was able to trade one mini, risk about $300 or $400, and do that rather consistently, depending on the volume, but in general.
Okay, so for our newer listeners, this is kind of old school anarchy day trading podcast subject matter. Could you give a quick summary of why we trade shorter time frames and why we don't think it's just a style issue? We actually think it's objectively better to trade shorter time frames.
Well, let's put it this way. If you hit a golf ball one time every day you go to the range, are you going to get better? Probably not. If you hit 100 golf balls, are you going to get better? Yes. So repetition is key. And for me, honestly, it's also because I'm uber ADD. And so taking trades, my average trade length is 45 seconds to 60 seconds long. And so, my health and mental stability was not able to handle longer trades. And so moving to 15 seconds enabled me to actually have the patience. And honestly, the trades moved too quick for me to mess with the trades. And so once I'm in a trade, it either hits my stop loss or take profit within, a minute. And so that really helped me.
Yeah, when we talk about, you know, kind of hitting that golf ball, right? We see kind of our core day trading philosophy is we see day trading as feel based, right? It's not just strategy. If it was simply strategy based, anybody who started day trading could take a quick course online, watch some YouTube videos, and trade successfully. And what makes a successful day trader is feel. So, right. So as you trade shorter time frames, you get to see more candles, you get to see more of the market, watch it and feel it. That's something that I've discovered. So I traded the 1 minute for a very long time, and I've recently started uh, dabbling with the 15-second as well. And one thing that I've noticed is it does actually help me watch the market because even 1 minute, it's you can't actually watch it. I mean, I'll have the chart in front of me and kind of maybe do other stuff. And when I see the market getting to a spot that I like, then I'll watch it. But 1 minute candles are still 1 minute. I mean, you can't sit there and watch it the whole time. 15 seconds, I can sit there and I can watch 15-second candles move up and down, and you trade for half an hour, and you've seen the equivalent of 2 hours worth of candles if you just sat and watched the 1 minute. And that's helped me. I have a sand timer. My wife got me a like one of the old school like sand dial type stuff that you turn over and it's an hour. And I have one of those and I just turn it over and it helps me put aside this chunk of time that I can fully focus. Flip it, turn on music, and I'm just watching and then taking trades. And it's helped me focus a lot because I tend to be ADD and I tend to get distracted on stuff. We've talked about this before and done episodes on this, on getting distracted. And it's actually helped me focus a lot more, watching the market, just getting fully into the flow. And that's brought with it its own challenges. But it has been interesting for me to play with it and to see a little bit of success with it, and especially helping me focus on when I'm trading, just doing trading for that half an hour, for that hour, and really putting that full focus on it.
Yeah, and hopefully you don't hear the baby screaming in the background. I'm hoping my audio correction, my noise cancellation is going to
It's
cut
pretty
that out.
good. I
If
can't hear
if
much.
not, I apologize. But yeah, I find the progression funny, Levi, because you and I started this podcast when we started. I think we did a whole episode on why we took trades on the 5 minute, and then we did an episode of why we did the 1 minute. We're now doing an episode of why we do it on the 15 second. Next year, we're going to be doing something why we trade on the
Five
five
second.
second.
Why we absolutely blitz it on the 5 second candles, baby. Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah, we're
lowered. It's consistently lowered, lowered,
we're
lowered.
next thing we know, we're like doing we're trading on like the half second.
But you know why? I think the reason this is because as our feel has developed, it takes less time. I remember back in the day, we were much more concerned with, and this is a very beginning noob way of looking at the market, of viewing it as, hey, is there a specific candle pattern? Is the market bouncing off the 50? Like a much more strategy, hey, check a bunch of boxes to take trade type trading. And to do that, you do need time. And it's more of it's definitely more analysis. As we've gotten more comfortable with trusting our feel of the market, it takes much less time. It's like, hey, I see that. That looks like my look. I'm getting in. And I'm looking at it. It doesn't quite look like my look. I'll stay out of it. And for me, that's become so it's that progression has happened, I think, as we've taken a little bit less of the check mark approach and gotten more of the field-based approach. It does take less time to just, hey, gut, pull the trigger, let's go.
Yeah. So honestly, I would challenge anyone. Like honestly, I think the 15 second is something that a lot of people, and one of the guys that we actually kind of have followed or kind of given us some we have kind of viewed as an inspiration to us. I'm in trading, also trades on the 15 second candles for the most part. And so he was
Yeah.
kind of a bit of an inspiration for me also in that to kind of start that. So shout out to Iman. Go listen to him if you haven't. He has some great materials. Also someone who doesn't sell anything. So strictly just putting content out there for your learning pleasure. So can't recommend his materials enough. He also busts on gurus, which is always fun. So, but yeah, I would say anyone give it a try. Like go just paper trade, do some paper trading, go on the 15 second, see what you think. I will say, for trading view, you have to have like the pro version if you want to trade 15 seconds. But if you're using like one of the specifically Top Step, I think it is. If you're doing like a challenge with Top Step, they include the Trading View platform, essentially their version of it that has the 15 second candles. So it's essentially the same price to do their challenge, then pay the $60 a month for Trading View. So you might as well just do a 50K challenge while you're at it.
Yeah, I've found that helpful. So that was one of the reasons I switched to 15 second. It was kind of easy to do it on that platform. Well, cool. Guys, try it out. Try some paper trading on it. Let us know what you think. Send us an email. Shoot us a DM on Twitter. We love hearing from you guys. Send us your questions or your experience once you've tried this and blown a couple accounts on your 15 second. Let us know, and we'll see what you guys have
Yeah, I
experienced.
mean, let's be honest. If over trading is your problem, be very careful because you could take a bazillion trades on the
Yeah,
15
I mean,
second.
so this is before I guess sign out. I was winding down, but this is
I'm
actually a
sorry,
good.
Levi. I just had to
No,
mention
no,
that.
this is a good point in that this is something we should do a full episode on this. Maybe I'll say this till our next time, but there's something to be said for people. There's something to be said for taking more trades and risking less because the obviously the noobs overtrade, but this is with the large grain of salt,
That's a very big but.
very large grain of salt. If you take more trades, less risk, your profit curve is much more smoothed out. Now, I don't want to. I shouldn't even bring this up because it's a full episode in and of itself. So let me not even talk about this.
That's just
Uh,
a little taste of what we'll talk about
well,
next time.
yeah, a little taste of what we'll talk about next time because it's actually something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Obviously, overtrading is a massive problem. It's one of the biggest problems for beginners. There is another side to this though, and it's actually an interesting topic that I'd love to talk about next time. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks guys for listening.
Mathematically it's very cool, but you can Levi, you're getting sucked into the many
I know.
trades available on the 15
I know, I
seconds.
know, I know, I know exactly. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Give us a follow, share an episode, leave a review if you like what you hear. It really helps us out. Really appreciate it. And yeah, shoot us some emails and have an awesome trading week. Appreciate it.